If you're a gardener, you may have some preconceived ideas as to what a native Australian plant looks like. But Australia's a big place, and it's home to over 23,000 incredibly diverse native plant species. Plants have been traded and cultivated around the globe for millennia, and Australia's long been a part of that. Plus, certain plants are very effective at spreading themselves around. This means that many plants that are associated with a particular country, style of garden, or even cuisine aren't necessarily from there. Let's start with a flavoursome surprise, and one you've probably already grown. Sacred basil is a staple annual herb. Grown in the garden or in a pot, it can be eaten raw or eaten cooked, where they impart that classic signature aroma. Mint is another herb garden staple. It's a very successful plant group. There's species littered across the globe. You're probably most familiar with the fragrant leaves of the common garden mint, who is probably plotting to take over your garden as we speak. It's native to Europe and Asia Minor. I grow a number of mints, and of course, Australia has its own species. This one is Mentha satureioides, and it's native to a wide range of eastern Australia. But for all intents and purposes, behaves much like a European mint. You'd be hard-pressed to tell the difference in your cooking or teas. It can grow in dappled shade or full sun, but it must have boggy conditions. Without the stimulation of a hard prune, this native mint will die out and thin. Why? Mints are colonising plants, so by pruning them twice a year, you stimulate new regrowth and plenty more foliage. Though less invasive than other mints, it may be best to keep it in a pot. If you grow mint in a pot and it fills it up with roots so it has nowhere else to spread to, don't just cut it back. Split it in half and repot the plants separately. Gingers are a favourite in tropical gardens, and with good reason. The fluorescent waxy flowers are like nothing else and tailor-made to brighten up the shady understory of rainforests. Many hybrids and cultivars you see in nurseries are native to places like Bali and Malaysia. But dig a little deeper and you'll see Australia has tropical delights to call its own. I grow Tapeinochilos. Backscratcher Ginger is one of my favourite Queensland natives. These are 1-year-old cuttings, and this is a 3-year-old plant. They're spectacular garden plants with enormous red flower cones, and the roots can be prepared and eaten just like ginger. With shelter, this can be grown as far south as Sydney. It's weird, it's tropical, it likes dappled shade, warmth, moisture and food. It loves all the good things in life. If there's a group of plants I love, it's Amorphophallus. These tropical bulbs are prized by plant maniacs and botanic gardens alike who love them for their exotic, tree-like foliage and bizarre, slightly risque flowers. Hailing from places like Indonesia, they're truly a collector's delight. They're widely cultivated in Southeast Asia for their edible starchy tuber. I've been growing them since 2012 and I haven't looked back. There's a variety of species available, and Amorphophallus paeoniifolius, or elephant foot yam, is one that's native to northern Australia, where it has been a food plant for Indigenous Australians for tens of thousands of years. And this is it. They're delicious, far superior to potato growing in the subtropics, and when these stems are young, in summer, they can be cooked and they taste just like green beans. Compared to potatoes, they've got better flavour, a higher yield, they're a native plant better suited to our changing climate, and they're more attractive and more nutritious. Amorphophallus paeoniifolius is quite hardy in tropical areas when planted in rich, well-drained soil in a sheltered, humid position. These can be grown in a temperate zone, but it's best to grow them in pots. You see, the biggest risk in a cool climate is cold, moist soil. So what I do is pot them up as they grow, and that avoids them sitting in cool, moist potting mix. When I plant these, I plant them just below the soil surface, so you can see where the roots grow here. So they're just covered. And I don't water them unless the weather is continuously dry. This is Limnophila aromatica, rice paddy herb or buffalo spinach. As the name suggests, it's quite tropical and enjoys plenty of moisture. I grow this for its flavour, which tastes like cumin. However, unlike cumin, it can be grown all year round in the subtropics. It's native to India, Southeast Asia, Japan, Korea and Timor, and despite our lack of widespread rice paddies, it's native all the way south to Australia. It's a mainstay in Southeast Asian cuisine, and it's invaluable in aromatic salads and soups. Like a lot of semi-aquatic plants, it's easy to propagate. All you need do is snap off a stem and stick it in some water, and it will form roots. This also gives a clue as to why it's been so successful in spreading itself across so many countries down the ages. Aquatic plants like this are able to spread themselves by this means of propagation down waterways and during flood events. I grow this plant in a pot placed in a large container of water. Topping it up regularly will make sure it always has access to moisture. So expand your horizons. Australian native plants can be beautiful, adaptable and diverse, and very edible.